Well, good morning. ಹಾಂ ಜೋಶ ಇಲ್ಲಲ್ಲೋ ಬೆಳಗ್ಗೆ ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಕ್ಲಾಸ್ 2ನೇ ಕ್ಲಾಸಿಗೆ ರೈಟ್. So as in the previous session we have already discussing with respect of the cell, right? The cell components, as we have seen the cell theory, nothing but the cell doctrine that is proposed by the Schwann and Schleiden, and then later on by the microscopic field we have detailed about the all cellular organelles like the cell structures, that is the living components and some other non-living components which are there in that, and we have overviewed about a general concepts regarding a cell, regarding their size they are varying, regarding the shapes also they are varying, and as we have differentiated the plant cell and animal cell with respect of their outer layerings, right? Especially we are detailed about the prokaryotic cell now, right? So we are discussing with respect of prokaryotic cell. In that the cell envelope we are discussing. Envelope means whatever or whichever it is covering, that is envelope, right? In that it is composed of 3 layers as we have discussed, that is a glycocalyx, cell wall and cell membrane, right? And we have detailed about the functions and structures with respect of that at a short and fast revision I am doing now. That is a glycocalyx, if it is tightly and thickly bounded then it is called as, and if it is loosely and thinly bounded, slime layer, not slim layer, but then bidkobodu, slim means thin anta, right? Okay, that is slime layer. But what is the function of this glycocalyx? It increases the pathogenicity, that nothing but it is antagonistic to antibiotics, but it is one of the layer which gives the protection for the bacterial cell, nothing but a prokaryotic cell, right? Then cell wall, it is non-living rigid component which is made up of what? Peptidoglycan, nothing but murin or muramic acid, right? So that is the cell wall, especially in the bacterial, and it is giving the mainly the cell structure and mechanical support of the cell, and it is preventing the bacteria from bursting and collapsing. Cell bursting and cell collapsing, it is prevented by cell wall. But the cell membrane, this is a very important thing we have to discuss, because as we have seen, the bacterial cell is having the outermost layer that is called the glycocalyx, which is the sugar coat as we discussed in the previous, right? In between this means cell membrane and glycocalyx, we can find the second layer called cell wall. So that's why from outer to inner, if you come across, means we will find first the glycocalyx and then we will find the cell wall and then we will find cell membrane, right? So here this cell membrane, as we discussed, it is having a small inward projection or protrusion towards the cytoplasma, right? That is called mesosome, the membranous extension towards inward or inward projections or inside projections of plasma membrane, that is mesosome. They are having assistance or they are having the attachment of some respiratory enzymes. They are involved in the cellular respiration, and you can just remember the structure of mitochondria, that is also appearing like the same, where we refer it as cristae. That's why this origin is also similar to that one of the mitochondria. That means the mitochondrial origin is similar to this mesosomic structure. That's why mitochondria is endosymbiotic in nature. Again, while discussing we will discuss this point, but how means the membranous extension with the presence of respiratory enzymes, okay, that is characterizing the origin of mitochondria. That's why the presence of respiratory enzymes on the mesosome. Clear? So this is helpful in cellular respiration, but what is the main function of cell membrane in the bacteria? The first thing is the main function of this one is the cell division time. It will form the cell wall, right? the cell wall formation is the major function, and DNA replication with the distribution. DNA replication and distribution to what? Then how the cell will be divided? By the fission, that is binary fission. During that binary fission, it will form the cell wall. Along with that, it distributes the genetic material, which is called nucleoid. Okay? As we knowing, along with that respiratory enzymes, it is attaching with the nucleoid during the fission, and it divides the nucleus, means the nuclear content, into two. That's why it is helpful in the DNA replication and distribution in the daughter cell. Right? Along with that, it is also performing the special function, especially this is a major function, that is cell wall formation and DNA replication and distribution into daughter cells are the major function, but having some secretory enzymes, having some respiratory enzymes, it is involved in. So that's why these are the major functions, and also performs secretion, cellular respiration, and mainly it is increasing the, again if you have made the involved projection, means it will give what? Increases the surface area. It increases surface area. But not only this function, it also involves in photosynthesis. How it is helpful in photosynthesis? Means, as we have seen the blue-green algae, that is a prokaryote, especially that is cyanobacteria we will refer. So that Monneron member, which is having the presence of chlorophyll on that membranous extensions, they are called chromatophores. Clear? So these chromatophores are the membranous extensions like the lamellar structures, because these mesosome is extended like whether the vesicular structure or the small tubular structure or the lamellar structure. These lamella, which is containing the chlorophyll A, that is our chlorophyll pigments, that will be called chromatophore. Andre artha ishte yaudalli chlorophyll irutte, because mesosome is nothing but what? It is a membranous extension. Ee membranous extensions either tubular form or small vesicular form or lamella, andre disc like structure irutte. Ee disc like structures alli chlorophyll pigment enaru ittu andre, that is representing chromatophore. Chroma means color, phore means body. The coloring body here is the chromatophores, which is giving the green color, that especially in the cyanobacterian members. Nothing but the blue-green algae what we refer. Clear? So this is the function of mesosome. Is it clear? Ishtu artha agidena? Hagadre, we will classify the bacteria or the prokaryotes based on their morphology, as we have discussed. They will be spirally coiled called spirillum, or they may be oval shaped or spherical shaped called cocci, or if they are rod shaped called they are bacillus, if they are mango like or comma shaped they are called vibrio, right? So likewise, that is on based on the morphological character. It is just an artificial system, right? But they are also divided based on the crystal violet stain given by the Christian Gram. So the Christian Gram, who developed a stain called the crystal violet stain. This crystal violet stain is stained on the bacterial cells, but some bacteria, after the staining with the crystal violet stain developed by the Christian Gram, they are washed with the alcohol. So staining process hege andre we have to take the bacterial cell and we have to pour the stain, that is a crystal violet stain, then we have to wash the excess stain by alcohol. So crystal violet stain is added and then alcohol washing is done and later it is absorbed. So what will be the result? How can we differentiate now? Yes, one which holds the stain is gram positive, one which doesn't hold the color after the washing. After washing it should hold. Hagare which layer of this cell envelope is holding the stain? That is cell wall, because the cell wall which retains the stain and gives the purple color or violet colors, right? That will be called gram positive. If it is doesn't shows the retaining of the color, then it is called gram negative. Why the gram negative is not retaining the color? Why the gram positive is retaining the color means it is having the cell wall component called teichoic acid is present here, it is absent here. This teichoic acid with reaction with the crystal violet stain of grams will make the appearance of purple color even after the washing with alcohol. Andre purple stain ಯಾಕೆ ಹಾಗೆ ರಿಟರ್ನ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ ಸೆಲ್ ವಾಲ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಅಂದರೆ the cell wall is having another component, that is not only the muramic acid, along with that the teichoic acid is present. That teichoic acid with reaction with the violet stain will retain the purple color even after washing. That gives the gram positive. Clear? So in such only we will see the mesosomes, in not only in the negatives one. Negatives ಅಲ್ಲಿ ನಾವು ಅದನ್ನು ನೋಡಲ್ಲ. ಅರ್ಥ ಆಗ್ತಿದೆಯಾ? So likewise we will distinguish the bacteria. This is all regarding cell envelope. Is it clear? So coming to the genetic material. So what is the genetic material here? Yes, the genetic material is not clearly visible or it is not conspicuous. The same word, it is inconspicuous. Inconspicuous means it is not visible clearly. That's why the genetic material in prokaryote, it is majorly made up of the chromatin threads without histone protein. Because you have seen eukaryotic packaging, ನ್ಯೂಕ್ಲಿಯೋಸೋಮ್ ಮಾಡೆಲ್ ನೋಡಿದಿರಿ ಸೆಕೆಂಡ್ ಇಯರಲ್ಲಿ, DNA ಪ್ಯಾಕೇಜಿಂಗ್ ಅಥವಾ ನ್ಯೂಕ್ಲಿಯೋಸೋಮ್ ಮಾಡೆಲ್, ಆಟೋಮರ್ಸ್ H1 H2A H2B H3 H4 ನೆನಪಾಗ್ತಿದೆಯಾ? ಸೊ ಹಾಗಾದರೆ ಜೆನೆಟಿಕ್ ಮೆಟೀರಿಯಲ್ ಆಫ್ ಪ್ರೊಕ್ಯಾರಿಯೋಟ್ ವಿಚ್ ಈಸ್ ನಥಿಂಗ್ ಬಟ್ nucleoid, because it is not a condensed structure. Here we will not definite chromosomes, because in the eukaryote, for example, if you are human, we have taken as a eukaryote example, means we will be having 23 pair of chromosomes. That means more than one set of chromosome is usually found in the eukaryote. Means eukaryotes are having many chromosomes anta artha alige. But whereas in the prokaryotes, the single chromosome, it represents only a single chromosome. It is not a very clear structure. That's why it is called prochromosome. The genetic material of prokaryote is also called as prochromosome, which is single in nature. Is it clear? Only one. In prokaryotes we will see that one chromosome which is also not clearly developed, that is prochromosome structure. Nucleoid, it is not having a well defined boundary, it is not having the definite structure, it is not having a definite structure, because nuclear membrane is, that is the main character we will differentiate the prokaryote and eukaryote, right? Nuclear membrane is absent, hence the genetic material is not clearly bounded in a particular structure. That structure is called nucleoid. It is also contained in the genetic information, hence it is also called as genophore. It is also called as genophore. So what is another name for genetic material in the prokaryote? It is nucleoid, because it is not a well-defined boundary is absent, hence it is inconspicuous, means clearly it is not visible. Then it represents a single chromosome, but it is also not well-developed structure because not having a membrane. Thence it is prochromosome, and it contains a genetic information, that is genophore. Clear? Then along with that genomic DNA, some bacteria are having extra chromosomal. What these are? Circular. How many circles have written? 2. That is extra chromosomal. Apart from this chromosome content, they are extra chromosomal, double circular, and they will replicate by their own. That means they are self-replicating. So double circular, extra chromosomal, self-replicating or auto-replicating structures are called plasmid, and you have studied this in the biotechnology principles and applications also. Because it is acting as a vector to transfer the gene from one cell to another or organism to organism. Right? So plasmids like the PBR or PUC, whatever. Clear? So that means the genetic material apart from the genomic content, these are all referring to the genomic. If it is non-genomic, that is the plasmid, which is extra chromosomal, double circular, self-replicating structure is called plasmid. That plasmid DNA can be also seen the same like mitochondrial DNA also. That is also extra chromosomal double circular DNA. That's why mitochondria is semi-autonomous organelle, cell within a cell. Right? Yes, the same way. Is to clear idena? So agar genetic material andre enanta gottagidya? Then after the genetic material, there is a major structure which is common character between both prokaryote and also eukaryote. Which is that? Yes? Ribosome. Because all membrane bound structures are absent in prokaryotes, but only the similarity we can find in the structure is ribosome. That is non-membrane bound structure. The ribosomes in prokaryotes. As we can see, because we are knowing that these ribosomes are what? Generally, they are the, yes, they are non-membrane bound structures. Okay. What they perform? They will involve in the protein synthesis. Hence, they are called protein factory of a cell. That is what we are knowing. But what is the difference we can find? Even though in the basis of non-membranous structure, it is sharing the similarity in both prokaryote and eukaryote. But based on its composition, based on its sedimentation value, it is different from the prokaryote and eukaryote. How means? The 70S type of ribosomes are found in prokaryotes. Because in the cytoplasma, the ribosomal bodies will be freely floating in the cytoplasma that contains the larger subunit, which is 50S, the larger subunit. And there is a smaller subunit, that is 30S, not 20S. 50 plus 30, it should be 80 as per addition. But we are biologists. Nammali division andre double agadu. Division andralli mass alli kadme agadu. ಅರ್ಥ ಆಗ್ತಿದೆಯಾ? ಇಲ್ಲೂ ಅಷ್ಟೇ ಅಡಿಷನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇಲ್ಲ. ದಟ್ ಪ್ರೊಸೆಸ್ ಈಸ್ ದ ಲಾರ್ಜರ್ ಸಬ್ ಯೂನಿಟ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ದ ಸ್ಮಾಲರ್ ಸಬ್ ಯೂನಿಟ್ both are joined by magnesium ions. Clear? So then both will form a ribosomal complex that is having 50 larger subunit and 30 S of smaller subunit togetherly constitutes the 70 S ribosomes. Clear? And this represents the ribosomal complex, as these ribosomes which are arranged on a mRNA strand so the arrangement of many ribosomes on a single stranded mRNA, that is nothing but many refers to poly. They are ribosomes, that's why it is called polyribosome, or it is also called as polysome. This involves in the translation nothing but protein synthesis. Clear? ಹಾಗಾಗಿ ribosomes are distinguished from prokaryote to eukaryote based on their sedimentation coefficient. So here S refers to that sedimentation coefficient mentioned in a unit called Swedberg unit. Okay, so when they are separately isolated and done the sedimentation, means centrifugation ಆದ ನಂತರ settling, sediment means they will settle, they will not move, settle ಆಗಿರ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥ ಕಾಂಪೊನೆಂಟ್ ನೋಡಿದಾಗ the value is 50. For a smaller subunit we have isolated and we done the sedimentation values by the centrifugation techniques, that will be 30. With togetherly when the complex is formed, that complex is done with the centrifugation, the value is 70S. That's why we got not 80, we got 70. This will be different with respect of eukaryote, because where 60S larger subunit, 40S smaller subunit, togetherly complex is having 80S. So this is representing the 70S type. This resembles, means the same structure will be seen, the 70S ribosome in mitochondria and chloroplast of eukaryotes, and especially mitochondria of mammal is exceptional. It is having 55S. ಅದನ್ನು ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಹೇಳ್ತೀನಿ ಯೂಕ್ಯಾರಿಯೋಟ್ಸ್ ಬಂದಾಗ ಯಾಕೆ ಏನು ಅಂತ. ಇಷ್ಟು ಕ್ಲಿಯರ್ ಇದೆಯಾ? ಓಕೆ. ಬಟ್ ಮೇಜರ್ ಕ್ವಶನ್ ಕೇಳುವಂಥ ಏರಿಯಾ ಏನಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ದೇನೆ ನಾನು, ಒನ್ ಈಸ್ ಇನ್ಕ್ಲೂಷನ್ ಬಾಡೀಸ್, ಅದ ಒನ್ ಈಸ್ ಫ್ಲಾಜೆಲ್ಲಾ, ಪಿಲ್ಲೈ, ಫಿಮ್ರಿಯೆ. ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಅವೆರಡನ್ನ ಲಾಸ್ಟಿಗೆ ಉಳಿಸ್ಕೊಂಡಿದ್ದೀನಿ. ಇದಕ್ಕಿಂತ ಮೊದಲು ಫ್ಲಾಜೆಲ್ಲಾ ಫಿಮ್ರಿಯೆ ಹೇಳ್ಬೇಕು ಎನ್ ಸಿ ಆರ್ ಟಿ ಪ್ರಕಾರ, ಪರವಾಗಿಲ್ಲ ಅಲ್ಲ? ಓಕೆ. ಸೊ ವಾಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಫ್ಲಾಜೆಲ್ಲಾ? Huh? Shall I rub this? Okay. ಡಯಾಗ್ರಾಮ್ ಮಾಡಿಸ್ಬಾರ್ದಿತ್ತಲ್ವಾ? ಡಯಾಗ್ರಾಮ್ ಮಾಡಿಸ್ಬಾರ್ದಿತ್ತಲ್ವಾ ಅಂದೆ. ಯಾಕೆ ಹೇಳಿ? ಈಗ ನೀವು ಫ್ಲಾಜೆಲ್ಲಾ ಅಂದರೆ ಫಿಲಮೆಂಟಸ್ ಸ್ಟ್ರಕ್ಚರ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರಿ, ಪಿಲ್ಲೈ ಅಂದರೆ ಅದು ಫಿಲಮೆಂಟಸ್ ಸ್ಟ್ರಕ್ಚರ್. ಓಕೆ. ಫಿಮ್ರಿಯೆ ಅಂದರೆ ಅದು ಫಿಲಮೆಂಟಸ್ ಸ್ಟ್ರಕ್ಚರ್. ನೋ, ನಾಟ್ ಓನ್ಲಿ ದ ಸೈಜ್. ಎಸ್, ಒನ್ ಸೈಜ್ ಪಿಲ್ಲೈ ಮತ್ತು ಫಿಮ್ರಿಯಾಗೆ ಸೈಜ್ ವೇರಿಯೇಷನ್ ಹೇಳ್ಬೋದು. ಓಕೆ. ಈವನ್ ಫ್ಲಾಜೆಲ್ಲಾಗೆ ಕಂಪೇರ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ಫ್ಲಾಜೆಲ್ಲಾ ಈಸ್ ಲಾಂಗರ್, ಪಿಲ್ಲೈ ಈಸ್ ಸಮ್ವಾಟ್ ಲೆಸ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಬಟ್ ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಲಾಂಗರ್ ದ್ಯಾನ್ ಫಿಮ್ರಿಯೆ, ಬಟ್ ಫಿಮ್ರಿಯೆ ಈಸ್ ವೆರಿ ಶಾರ್ಟರ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ಬೋದು. ಹಾಗಾದರೆ ಸೈಜ್ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ವೇರಿಯೇಷನ್ ಆಗಿತ್ತು ಅಂದ ತಕ್ಷಣ ನೀವು ಫಿಮ್ರಿಯೆ, ಫ್ಲಾಜೆಲ್ಲಾ, ಪಿಲ್ಲೈ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತೀರಾ? ಫಂಕ್ಷನ್ ಪರ್ಫಾರ್ಮ್ ಮಾಡಿದಾಗ ಗೊತ್ತಾಗುತ್ತೆ, ಬಟ್ ಸ್ಟ್ರಕ್ಚರ್ ಬೇಸ್ ಮೇಲೆ ಅಥವಾ ಅಪೇರೆನ್ಸ್ ಬೇಸ್ ಮೇಲೆ ಮೈಕ್ರೋಟ್ಯೂಬ್ಯೂಲ್ಸ್, ಮೈಕ್ರೋಫಿಲಮೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಮಾತಾಡ್ತೀರಿ. ಅದನ್ನು ಬಿಟ್ಟರೆ ಪ್ರೆಸೆನ್ಸ್ ಆಫ್ ಬಯೋಕೆಮಿಕಲ್ ಕಾಂಪೊನೆಂಟ್ಸ್, ಫ್ಲಾಜೆಲಿನ್, ಟ್ಯೂಬುಲಿನ್, ಪಿಲ್ಲಿನ್, right? Well, so coming back, flagella. It is usually a locomotory structure. Okay? The flagella is if it is a cell wall, this is right, but the extension from the cell wall, they are flagella. So cell wall in the arise ಆಗ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥ structures. So that's why flagella is usually single in number actually. Okay, so that's why it is what? The filamentous structure, which is extension, the filamentous extension from the cell wall of the prokaryotic cell, which involves in the locomotion. Nothing but it gives the movement, that is motility to the cell. But not all the flagellas are having, all the bacteria are having flagella. Only the flagellated structures will be having the flagella, they will have the motility. So that will involve in the active conditions. But which are non-flagellated one, they will be involved in the passive transport with the help of water or any of the worst attachment. Clear? So that's why flagella, which is made up of the special protein called flagellin, it is a cell wall extension of the flagella, which is made up of the flagellin protein. Clear? So what is flagella then? So flagella is a proteinaceous extension, because the protein is flagellin. From which envelope? Cell envelope al yav region? Cell wall. That's why we can define the flagella is the proteinaceous extension from the cell wall made up of flagellin, helpful in the motility of the bacterial cell, where in the flagellated monerons. Nothing but flagellated prokaryotes anta aitu. Correct? That's it. Then next thing is villi and fimbriae. Villi refers to what? That is these both two are the surface extension according to NCERT. ಯಾವ ಸರ್ಫೇಸ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿಲ್ಲ, ಸರ್ಫೇಸ್ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಟೆನ್ಷನ್ ಅಷ್ಟೇ. ಸರ್ಫೇಸಲ್ಲಿ ಗ್ಲೈಕೋಕೆಲಿಕ್ಸು ಕೂಡ ಇದೆ, ಅದು ಕೆಲವೊಂದ್ರಲ್ಲಿ ಆಬ್ಸೆಂಟ್ ಇತ್ತು ಅಂದರೆ ಸೆಲ್ ವಾಲ್ ಬರುತ್ತೆ, ಸೆಲ್ ವಾಲ್ ಎರಡರಲ್ಲೂ ಇದ್ದೇ ಇರುತ್ತೆ, ಆದರೆ ಮೆಮ್ಬ್ರೇನ್ ಕೆಲವೊಂದರಲ್ಲಿ ಇರಲ್ಲ. ಹಾಗಾದರೆ ಸರ್ಫೇಸ್ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಟೆನ್ಷನ್ ಅಂದರೆ ಯಾವುದು ಹೇಳಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ, ಬಟ್ ಹಿಯರ್ ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್ the cell membrane extension. Okay, so surface extension, but for extra you remember it is cell membrane extension. So these surface extensions are both, that is villi and fimbriae. But if you come across villi, the villi is usually longer than fimbriae, that is usually longer than fimbriae, that is membranous tubular structure or extension. That means so these are many. Okay, clear? So then these represents villi. ನಾನು ಇನ್ನೂ ಡಿಫ್ರೆನ್ಸಿಯೇಷನ್ ಹೇಳ್ತೀನಿ. ಫ್ಲಾಜೆಲ್ಲಾಗಿ ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ಕಾಂಪೊನೆಂಟ್ ಹೇಳ್ಬೇಕು ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಮೇನಾಗೆ, ಕ್ವಶನ್ ಅರೈಸ್ ಆಗಿರೋದು ಹೇಳಿಲ್ಲ, ರೈಟ್? ಹಾಗಾದರೆ ಈ villi ವಿಚ್ ಈಸ್ ಲಾರ್ಜರ್ ದ್ಯಾನ್ fimbriae, these are ಏರ್ ಲೈಕ್, ನಥಿಂಗ್ ಬಟ್ ಬ್ರಿಸಲ್ ಲೈಕ್, ಬ್ರಷಲ್ಲಿ ಅರೇಂಜ್ ಆಗಿರ್ತಾವೆ ನೋಡಿದ್ದೀರಾ, ಬ್ರಿಸ್ಟಲ್ಸ್ ಅಡ್ವರ್ಟೈಸ್ಮೆಂಟಲ್ಲಿ ತೋರಿಸ್ತಾ ನೋಡಿ, ನಥಿಂಗ್ ಬಟ್ ದ ಬ್ರಿಸಲ್ ಲೈಕ್ ಸ್ಟ್ರಕ್ಚರ್ಸ್. ಸೊ fimbriae, it is a bristle like structure from the membrane. Usually it is smaller than Pili. So this is about their origin, right? If we come across the component, that is biochemical component, that is pillin protein, like the flagella, which is made up of flagellin, it is made up of pillin, and fimbriase, that is made up of tubulin. There are different components, microfilaments, microtubules ಹೇಳಿದಿರಲ್ಲ. So next eukaryotic cell ಮಾತಾಡಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ ಇದನ್ನೇ ಹೇಳ್ತೀನಿ ಮತ್ತೆ again. Okay, ಹಾಗಾದರೆ we know that usually the longer than the villi are longer than the fimbriae, they are nothing but membranous tubular extensions. They involves in, if it is a bacterial cell, look at the board, if one is having the villi, then it is donor. Okay, one which is not having the villi, then it is called recipient. Okay, so donor will have the flagella, the villi, but not all the villi will involve in that one. One which is the longest villi, that acts as sex villi. That involves in what? Connecting between the two cells. You just remember plasmogamy, fusion of two protoplasts, but here the genetic material is getting exchanged through the tube, that is conjugation tube. This is conjugation tube. That's why pili, one which is longer among those, ಇದರಲ್ಲಿ ಇರ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥ ಎಲ್ಲದರಲ್ಲಿ ಯಾವುದು ಲಾಂಗೆಸ್ಟ್ ಇರುತ್ತೆ, ಆ longer pili will be acts as sex pili, that involves in the formation of conjugation tube that is between the recipient and the donor. So donor is having the pili, recipient is not having a pili. So recipient is pili less structure, donor is pili having structure. Clear? So that's why just for significant we have mentioned this one. Donor means it is having plus, it will donate. That content is exchanged and it is helpful in the further growth. So exchange of genetic material ಆಯಿತು, then they will undergo fusion. ಹಾಗಾದ್ರೆ recombination ಆಗಿ different structures ಕೂಡ formation ಆಗೋ ಚಾನ್ಸ್ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. Clear? That's why sex pili, nothing but the longest pili among those. ಅಲ್ಲಿರ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥ ಫಿಲೈಯಲ್ಲಿ ಯಾವುದು ಲಾಂಗೆಸ್ಟ್ ಇರುತ್ತೆ, ದಟ್ ಆಕ್ಸ್ ಆಸ್ ಅ ಸೆಕ್ಸ್ ಫಿಲೈ. ಕ್ಲಿಯರ್? ಅಪಾರ್ಟ್ ಫ್ರಮ್ ದಿಸ್ ಮತ್ತೇನಾದ್ರು ಕೆಲಸ ಮಾಡುತ್ತಾ? ಅಟ್ಯಾಚ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಆಫ್ ದ ಹೋಸ್ಟ್ ಬಾಡಿ, ಬಟ್ ಮೇನ್ಲಿ fimbriae are helpful in attaching to the substratum. Fimbriae are helpful to attachment. ಎಸ್, ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಕೂಡ ನೀವು ನೋಡಿದಾಗ ಅಟ್ಯಾಚೇ ಆಗಿರೋದು, ಆದರೆ ಮೇನ್ಲಿ ಸಬ್ಸ್ಟ್ರಾಟಮ್, ವಾಟ್ ಎವರ್ ಇಟ್ ಮೇ ಬಿ, ವೆದರ್ ಇಟ್ ಮೇ ಬಿ ರಾಕ್ ಸರ್ಫೇಸ್ ಆರ್ ಎನಿ, ದಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಅಟ್ಯಾಚ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಟು ಸಬ್ಸ್ಟ್ರಾಟಮ್ ಈಸ್ ಡನ್ ಬೈ fimbriae. But the question is arisen in 2016, 2019 and 2020, also in 15. ಇದೇ ಮೇಲೆ ಬಂದಿದೆ ಕ್ವಶನ್. ಏನಾಗಾದ್ರೆ ಅಂದರೆ there is a 4 statements which consist villi and fimbriae are locomotory structures which help in motility ಅಂತ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದಾರೆ. Will they? ಅವೇನಾದ್ರು ಲೊಕೊಮೋಷನ್ ಅಥವಾ ಮೊಟಿಲಿಟಿಗೆ ಹೆಲ್ಪ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾವ? ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಸ್ಟೇಟ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಇಟ್ ಸೆಲ್ಫ್ ಈಸ್ ರಾಂಗ್. Then which one helpful in motility? Flagella. Clear? ಇದು ಒಂದು ಕಾಂಪೊನೆಂಟ್. Next, among these two, which one is helpful in attaching to the substratum? That is fimbriae. ಇದು ನಿಮಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತಿರಬೇಕು. These are non-locomotive structure. First line ಅದಿದೆ. They will be not involved in the motility of the cell, but they will helpful in attaching to the host body or attaching to the another cell, or the fimbriae which attaches to the substratum, any surface anta artha, like the rock or whatever. Clear? But chemically, that means biochemically, they are made up of pillin protein. But if you come across flagella, the question is in the CET 2013 and 2015 and again in the NEET 2015, they have been asked that as the flagella is made up of majorly which components? That is, they are made up of So these are the rings. L, P, S, M are the rings. These are on the cell wall, okay, and then there will be the structure which is called hook, and then the extended long structure called filament. Then what it is? That is basal body. So which are the components of bacterial flagella? Andre basal body having the rings, and then hook, filament. So among these, which one is the filament, means which one is the longest structure? Andre filament. From where it arises? Andre basal body. Clear? Artha agtidya? So likewise, the flagella is having the three component called basal body, hook, and filament. Clear? The basal bodies are having the four rings, L, P, S, M. Okay? So extra rings ivu ಸಿಗ್ನಿಫಿಕೆಂಟ್ ಆಗಿ ಮೇಂಟೈನ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ವಿ ಹೇಳ್ತೀನಿ. ಓಕೆ, ಸೊ ಬ್ಯಾಕ್ಟೀರಿಯಾದಲ್ಲಿ ಮತ್ತೆ ನಾವು ಎರಡು ಥರ ಮಾತಾಡಿದ್ವಿ, ಗ್ರಾಮ್ ಪಾಸಿಟಿವ್, ಗ್ರಾಮ್ ನೆಗೆಟಿವ್ ಅಂತ. ಎಲ್ಲದರಲ್ಲೂ ಇವು ಅಷ್ಟು ರಿಂಗ್ಸ್ ಇರಲ್ಲ, ಬಟ್ ಜನರಲಿ ಐ ಆಮ್ ರಿಟರ್ನ್ ಆಲ್ ದ ರಿಂಗ್ಸ್ ಇಯರ್. ಎಲ್, ಪಿ, ಎಸ್, ಎಮ್ ಇರ್ಬೋದು, ಇಲ್ಲಾಂದರೆ ಪಿ ಎಸ್ ಮಾತ್ರ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. ಗ್ರಾಮ್ ಪಾಸಿಟಿವಲ್ಲಿ ಪಿ ಎಸ್ ರಿಂಗ್ಸ್, ಇದರಲ್ಲಿ ಇದು. ಬಟ್ ಇಟ್ ಇಸ್ ನಾಟ್ ಇಂಪಾರ್ಟೆಂಟ್, ಡೋಂಟ್ ವರಿ, ಗೊತ್ತಿರಲಿ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ದೀನಿ ಅಷ್ಟೇ. ಬಟ್ ಈ ಕಾಂಪೊನೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ವೆರಿ ಇಂಪಾರ್ಟೆಂಟ್, ದೇ ಆರ್ ಆಸ್ಕ್ಡ್ ಇನ್ ಪ್ರೀವಿಯಸ್. ಇಷ್ಟು ಕ್ಲಿಯರ್ ಇದೆಯಾ? ಹಾಗಾದರೆ ಸೆಲ್ ಎನ್ವಲಪ್, ಗ್ಲೈಕೋಕ್ಯಾಲಿಕ್, ಸೆಲ್ ವಾಲ್, ಸೆಲ್ ಮೆಂಬ್ರೇನ್, ಅದರ ಡಿಫ್ರೆಂಟ್ ಫಂಕ್ಷನ್ಸ್ ಮತ್ತು ಸ್ಟ್ರಕ್ಚರ್ಸ್ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಮಾತಾಡಿದ್ವಿ. ದೆನ್ ಆಫ್ಟರ್ ದಟ್ ವಿ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಡಿಸ್ಕಸ್ಡ್ ಅಬೌಟ್ ನ್ಯೂಕ್ಲಿಯಾಯ್ಡ್, ನಥಿಂಗ್ ಬಟ್ ಜೆನೆಟಿಕ್ ಮೆಟೀರಿಯಲ್ ಅಥವಾ ಜಿನೋಫೋರ್ ಕ್ರೋಮೋಸೋಮ್, ರೈಟ್? ಅದಾದ ನಂತರ ರೈಬೋಸೋಮ್ಸ್. ಈಗ ಮಾತಾಡಿದ್ದು ಫ್ಲಾಜೆಲ್ಲಾ, ಫಿಲ್ಲೈ, ಫಿಮ್ರಿಯಾ, ದ ಮೆಂಬ್ರೇನ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಸೆಲ್ ವಾಲ್ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಟೆನ್ಷನ್ಸ್. ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ದ ಲಾಸ್ಟ್ ಒನ್ ವಿಚ್ ಈಸ್ important, asked in 2020 and 18. ಏನದು? Inclusion bodies. What it mean? What is inclusion body refers to? Inclusive refers to what? You are included. Inclusive, including, right? Exclusive means outside. ಬೇರೆ ಎಲ್ಲದು ಇಲ್ಲ ಅಂತ. Inclusive bodies means they are that one. So here inclusion, that means they are included in the cell. These are nothing but storage bodies. These also asked in EMs. Okay, so inclusion bodies andre they are nothing but storage bodies. The storage form of the any food content in the cytoplasma, storage bodies in cytoplasma of prokaryote are referred as inclusion bodies. So which are that? Andre this is important. Phosphate granules, EMS 2013 ಅಲ್ಲಿ ತೆಗೆದು ನೋಡಿರೋ 12 ಅಥವಾ 11 3 ವರ್ಷದಲ್ಲೂ ಕೂಡ ಇನ್ಕ್ಲೂಷನ್ ಬಾಡೀಸ್ ಮೇಲೆ ಕ್ವಶನ್ ಇದೆ. ಓಕೆ, ಏನದು ಅಂದರೆ ವಿಚ್ ಆಫ್ ದ ಫಾಲೋಯಿಂಗ್ ಕಂಟೆಂಟ್ ಈಸ್ ನಾಟ್ ಅ ಇನ್ಕ್ಲೂಷನ್ ಬಾಡಿ ಇನ್ ಪ್ರೋಕ್ಯಾರಿಯೋಟ್? 4 ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದಾರೆ, ಅದರಲ್ಲಿ ಈಗ 3 ಬರಿತಾ ಇದ್ದೀನಿ. ಫಾಸ್ಫೇಟ್ ಗ್ರಾನ್ಯೂಲ್ಸ್, ಗ್ಲೈಕೋಜನ್ ಗ್ರಾನ್ಯೂಲ್ಸ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ cyanophycean, blue green pigment, that is cyanophycean granules. These are the 3 storage structures or storage bodies which are present in the cytoplasma of prokaryote. So prokaryote cytoplasma is having phosphate granules, glycogen granules, cyanophycean granules. Rest of these nothing will be a storage pigment that is considered as inclusion body generally. Clear? So general inclusion bodies andre yavudu? Phosphate granule, glycogen granule and cyanophycean granules. Idu niಮಗೆ ನೆನಪಿರಲಿ. Clear? Whether they are membrane bound structures No. These are non-membrane bound storage structures that are present in cytoplasma. They are non-membrane bound. ಕ್ಲಿಯರ್ ಇದೆಯಾ? ಇಷ್ಟು ಅರ್ಥ ಆಗಿದೆನಾ? ಕ್ಲಿಯರ್? ಯಾರು ಪ್ರೊಕ್ಯಾರಿಯೋಟಿಕ್ ಸೆಲ್ ಕಂಪ್ಲೀಟ್ ಆಗಿದೆ, ರೈಟ್? ವಾಟ್ ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್? ಯೂಕ್ಯಾರಿಯೋಟಿಕ್ ಸೆಲ್. ಬಟ್ ಬಿಟ್ವೀನ್ ಪ್ರೊಕ್ಯಾರಿಯೋಟ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಯೂಕ್ಯಾರಿಯೋಟ್ ದೇರ್ ಇಸ್ ಅ ಸೆಲ್ ಕಾಲ್ಡ್, ದಿಸ್ ಅಪಾರ್ಟ್ ಫ್ರಮ್ NCERT, mesokaryotic cell. ಡೈನೋಫ್ಲಾಜೆಲೆಟ್ಸ್ ಓದಿದ್ದೀರಾ? ಹಾಂ, ಡಯಾಟಮ್ಸ್ ಓದಿದ್ದೀರಾ? ಕ್ರೈಸೋಫೈಟ್ಸ್, ಪ್ರೊಟಿಸ್ಟಾದ ಅರ್ಲಿ ಮೆಂಬರ್ಸ್ ಅಲ್ವಾ, ರೈಟ್? ಸೊ ಡೈನೋಫ್ಲಾಜೆಲೆಟ್ಸ್ನ ನಾವು ಮೆಸೋಕ್ಯಾರಿಯೋಟಿಕ್ ಸೆಲ್ ಅಂತ ಕರಿತೀವಿ. ಬಿಕಾಸ್ ದೇ ಆರ್ ಹ್ಯಾವಿಂಗ್ ಅ ಡೆಫಿನೆಟ್ ನ್ಯೂಕ್ಲಿಯಸ್ ಹಿಯರ್, ಬಟ್ ಹಿಸ್ಟೋನ್ಸ್ ಆರ್ ಆಬ್ಸೆಂಟ್. ಡೆಫಿನೆಟ್ ನ್ಯೂಕ್ಲಿಯಸ್ ಇದೆ ಅಂದಮೇಲೆ ಕ್ರೋಮೋಸೋಮ್ ಪ್ಯಾಕ್ ಆಗಿರಬೇಕು. ಕ್ರೋಮೋಸೋಮ್ ಪ್ಯಾಕ್ ಆಗಿದೆ ಅಂದರೆ ಹಿಸ್ಟೋನ್ ಬರಬೇಕು. ಆದರೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಡೆಫಿನೆಟ್ ನ್ಯೂಕ್ಲಿಯಸ್ ಈಸ್ ಪ್ರೆಸೆಂಟ್, but histone proteins are absent. Clear? That is the dinoflagellate we will see. But our part is to discuss eukaryotic cell. Right? ಹಾಗಾದರೆ ಇಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಸಿಂಪಲ್. ಪ್ರೈಮರಿ 5ನೇ ಕ್ಲಾಸಿಂದನೂ ಓದ್ಕೊಂತಾನೆ ಬಂದಿದ್ರಿ ಪ್ರೊಕ್ಯಾರಿಯೋಟ್, ಯೂಕ್ಯಾರಿಯೋಟ್, ಪ್ರೊಕ್ಯಾರಿಯೋಟ್, ಯೂಕ್ಯಾರಿಯೋಟ್ ಅಂತ, ರೈಟ್? ಶಾಲ ಯಾವ್ದು ಆನ್ಸರ್ಸ್ ನಾವು ಡಿಫ್ರೆನ್ಸ್ ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಬರ್ತೀರಿ? Yes. What basis we will first distinguish prokaryote and eukaryote? Cell membrane presence. Nuclear membrane is present in eukaryotic cell. U refers to what? True. Karyote refers to what? Karyon refers to nucleon. So one which is having the true nucleus, then it is called eukaryotic cell. So this is the true nucleus having cell. That means the nucleus is having a membrane bound structure, okay? That membrane giving the definite shape, hence this nucleus is conspicuous. Along with that, these membranes, there are some membrane bound structures inside the cell membrane, okay? But in some plants only we can find the appearance of cell wall, right? Inside that we will see the membranous extension on cytoplasma and also, in the cytoplasma and on the endoplasmic reticulum we can find the ribosomal bodies, right? And we can find the membrane bound structures, along with that starch granules, lipid droplets, okay, and proteinaceous structures with vacuoles, especially in the plants, that is large central vacuoles. If it is present in the animals, they are very small and less lifespan one, short lifespan one, okay? That's why the large central vacuoles are present in the plant, and some plastids are also present in the plants, but they doesn't contain the centriole or nothing but centrosomes, alva? Okay, idu general picturization nimge kotte. Hagare let us start with the eukaryotic cell. So eukaryotic cell ಅಂತ ತಕ್ಷಣ ಮೈಂಡಿಗೆ ಬರತಕ್ಕಂಥದ್ದು ಎಕ್ಸೆಪ್ಟ್ ದ ಪ್ರೊಕ್ಯಾರಿಯೋಟ್ ಅಂದರೆ ಯಾವುದು? ಮೊನೆರಾ ಕಿಂಗ್ಡಮ್ ಬಿಟ್ಟರೆ rest of them are all eukaryotes. Then which is the kingdom which represents unicellular eukaryotic? Then which is the exception for that one? Means which doesn't contain unicellular organism, even though it is a multicellular eukaryotic kingdom which contains one unicellular eukaryote. Fungi. Which one is? yeast. Rest of them are all nothing but multicellular. Whatever, so unicellular or multicellular, but here based on the nucleus and their components and the organelles with the respective of membrane, we are dividing into prokaryote and eukaryote. Clear? Okay. Is it clear ideyala? What is size of eukaryotic cell? ವೀಣಾ ಯಾರು ಇದ್ದೀರಾ? ವಾಣಿನ ವೀಣಾನ ಯಾರಿಲ್ಲ? ವಿನುತಾ ಹೇಳಿಮ್ಮ ಯಾರಿಲ್ವಾ? ವಾಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಸೈಜ್? ಏನಿರ್ಬೋದು ಸೈಜು? ನಿನ್ನೆ ನೋಡಿದ್ವಿ ಪ್ರೋಕ್ಯಾರಿಟಿಕ್ ಸೆಲ್ ಅಂದರೆ ಅವರೇಜ್ ಮೈಕ್ರೋಪ್ಲಾಸ್ಮಾ ಅಂದರೆ 0.1 ಮೈಕ್ರೋಮೀಟರ್ ಸೈಜ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ವಿ, 0.3 ಮೈಕ್ರೋಮೀಟರ್ ಲೆಂತ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ವಿ. ಬ್ಯಾಕ್ಟೀರಿಯಾ ಅಂದರೆ 3 to 5 ಮೈಕ್ರೋಮೀಟರ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ವಿ. ಆಸ್ಟ್ರಿಚ್ ಅಂತ ಬಂದಾಗ ನಾವು ಯೂಕ್ಯಾರಿಟಿಕ್ ಸೆಲ್, ನರು ಸೆಲ್ ಅಂತ ಬಂದಾಗ ಯೂಕ್ಯಾರಿಟಿಕ್ ಸೆಲ್, ರೈಟ್. ಸೊ ಐಸೋಲೇಟೆಡ್ ಎಗ್ ಅಂತ ಬಂದಾಗ 130 to 150 ಅಂತ ಮಾತಾಡಿದ್ವಿ. ದಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಮಿಲಿಮೀಟರ್, ನಥಿಂಗ್ ಬಟ್ 13 to 15 centimeter. ಐಸೋಲೇಟೆಡ್ ಎಗ್ ದಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಅ ಫರ್ಟಿಲೈಸ್ಡ್ ಆರ್ ಅನ್ಫರ್ಟಿಲೈಸ್ಡ್? ಫರ್ಟಿಲೈಸ್ಡ್ ಎಗ್ ಮಾತಾಡಿದ್ವಿ. ಹಾಗಾದರೆ as we have seen in the prokaryote, here also in the eukaryotes, they differs in shapes. Which are the shapes we can see? ಯಾವ ಶೇಪ್ಸ್ ನೋಡ್ಬೋದು ಬಾ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಯೂಕ್ಯಾರಿಟಿಕ್ ಸೆಲ್ಸಲ್ಲಿ ಯಾವ ಶೇಪ್ಸ್ ಇರುತ್ತೆ? ಓವಲ್, ನಥಿಂಗ್ ಬಟ್ ಸ್ಪಿರಿಕಲ್, ಎಲಿಪ್ಸಾಯ್ಡಲ್, ಪಾಲಿಗಾನಲ್, tubular, they will varies between shapes. Then if we come across size, it is 10 to 20 micrometer. Okay, that is size. The components anta bandre, first and foremost in plant we will see cell wall, and in animal we will not see cell wall, it is absent. Outermost here it is having cell membrane, right? Not only in the plant but also in some protista, not all the protista. Not only means in the plant but also in the fungi, but along with that another kingdom is protista, but not all the protistas are having cell wall. Some protistas are having cell wall because pellicle, as you are saying Euglena, it is having the proteinaceous layer called pellicle, right? So that's why protistas, that is some protista, and all the fungi and plants will have cell wall, and animal doesn't have cell wall. Okay, next, if we come across animal cell and the plant cell, what we will see? The cell membrane is outer one, cell wall is outer one. And here we can see plastids, they are present, but here they are absent. Then centrioles are present in animal cell, they are absent in plant cell. Okay, then so if present, nodi the condition here, not always present, if present, because present ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ it should be present in all the organisms, but that would be very small ಅಷ್ಟೇ ಆಗಬೇಕು. ಆದರೆ if present, in case ಏನಾದ್ರು ಇದ್ದರೆ, if present, they are very small and less in number, but they are having very short lifespan. But whereas in the plant, the centrioles, which is having the centrosphere with the centrosome. So centriole plus centrosome is equal to centrosphere plus centriole is equal to centrosome. This is present. Plants are present or absent? They are absent. ಉಲ್ಟಾ ಬರ್ದಲ್ಲ ನಾವು. ಪ್ಲಾಂಟ್ಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಪ್ರೆಸೆಂಟಾ ಅಬ್ಸೆಂಟಾ? ಆಬ್ಸೆಂಟ್. ಹೇಳ್ಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ ಇದನ್ನ ಹೇಳ್ಕೊಂಡು ಬರಿಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ ಆ ಕಡೆ ಬರ್ದ್ವಿ. ನೀವು ಹಂಗೆ ಬರ್ಕೊಂಡ್ರಾ? ಸೊ ದೇ ಆರ್ ಪ್ರೆಸೆಂಟ್ ಇನ್, ಹೌದಾ? ಶೋರ್? ಎಸ್, ಇನ್ ಪ್ಲಾಂಟ್ಸ್ ದೇ ಆರ್ ಆಬ್ಸೆಂಟ್, ಇನ್ ಅನಿಮಲ್ಸ್ ಓಕೆ. ಹಾಗಾದರೆ ಸೆಂಟ್ರಿಯೋಲ್ಸ್ ಆರ್ ಪ್ರೆಸೆಂಟ್. ಓಕೆ, ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಬರ್ದಿದ್ದೀನಿ. ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಪಾಯಿಂಟ್ ಬರೀಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ ಇಲ್ಲೇ ಬರ್ಕೊಂಡು ಹೋಗಿದ್ದೀವಿ. ಓಕೆ, ಸೆಂಟ್ರಿಯೋಲ್ಸ್ ಆರ್ ಪ್ರೆಸೆಂಟ್, ಬಟ್ ಇಫ್ ದೇ ಆರ್ ಆಬ್ಸೆಂಟ್ ಇನ್ ಪ್ಲಾಂಟ್ ಸೆಲ್, if present means, if present they are small and with short lifespan. Clear? Then what is centrioles? Then even if the centrioles are present means they are having centrosphere. The centrosphere plus centriole is equal to, they are nothing but centrosomes. They are very helpful in cell division. Vacuoles are larger. ಇಲ್ಲೇ ಮಿಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡಿದ್ದೆ ಹೇಳ್ಬೇಕಾರೆ. Larger and they are central in position. Right? So here the vacuoles are absent and have short lifespan. If present, they are having short lifespan and they are very clear. See, in the plants we will see cell wall as outer layer. In the animals we will see cell membrane as outer layer. And then in the plants we can find plastids, but in the animals they are absent. The centrioles are present in the animals, but they are absent. Clear? Then the centrioles along with the centrosphere that forms centrosome, and then vacuoles are usually absent. If they present, they are very small and having the less lifespan, that is short lifespan. But whereas in the plant they are large and usually central in position. 90% ವಾಲ್ಯೂಮ್ನ 90 to 95% ಆ ಸೆಲ್ಲಿನ ವಾಲ್ಯೂಮು ವ್ಯಾಕ್ಯೂಲ್ಸೇ ಕವರ್ ಮಾಡಿರುತ್ತೆ ಆ ಸ್ಪೇಸನ್ನು. ಕ್ಲಿಯರ್? ಓಕೆ. Which is a common outer layer? Cell membrane. As advance of microscopy after the 1950s, okay, after the 1950s, due to the advance of electron microscopy, the structure of plasma membrane are nothing but what we call the living membrane, cell membrane, as elucidated, which is first called as what? ಎಂತ ಕರೀತಾ ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಅದಕ್ಕೆ? ಸಾರ್ಕೋಲೆಮ್ಮ ಆರ್ ಪ್ಲಾಸ್ಮಾ ಲೆಮ್ಮ. ಯಾರು ನೇಮ್ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದ ಆ ಥರ? ಹಾಂ, ಸಿಂಗರ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ನಿಕೋಲ್ಸನ್ನ. ಸಿಂಗರ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ನಿಕೋಲ್ಸನ್ ಹೇಳಿದ್ದು ಫ್ಲೂಯಿಡ್ ಮೊಸಾಯಿಕ್ ಮಾಡಲ್, ದಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಅಡ್ವಾನ್ಸ್ಡ್ ಮಾಡಲ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ವೆಲ್ ಅಕ್ಸೆಪ್ಟೆಡ್ ಮಾಡಲ್. ಬಟ್ ಈಗ ನಾನು ಮಾತಾಡ್ತಿರೋದು ಎನ್ ಸಿ ಆರ್ ಟಿಲಿ ಇಲ್ದಿರೋ ಪಾಯಿಂಟೇ, ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಸಿಗ್ತಿಲ್ಲ ಅಷ್ಟೇ. ಓಕೆ, ಏನಪ್ಪ ಯುವರಾಜ ಹೇಳ? ಏನಿಲ್ಲ. ಸೊ ಕ್ರಾಮರ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ನಗೇಲಿ ದೇ ಕಾಲ್ಡ್ ಇಟ್ ಆಸ್ ವಾಟ್? ಸಾರ್ಕೋಲೆಮ್ಮ, ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಲೇಟರ್ ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್ ರೆಫರ್ಡ್ ಆಸ್ cell membrane, and then now we are calling it as plasma membrane. So what is this plasma membrane or ಬಯೋಮೆಮ್ಬ್ರೇನ್, ಸೆಲ್ ಮೆಮ್ಬ್ರೇನ್, ಪ್ಲಾಸ್ಮಾ ಲೆಮ್ಮ, ನಥಿಂಗ್ ಬಟ್ ಬಯೋಪ್ಲಾಸ್ಟ್, ಇವೆಲ್ಲದೂ ಕೂಡ ಇದಕ್ಕೆ ಹೆಸರು. ಬಯೋಪ್ಲಾಸ್ಮಾ ಅಥವಾ ಬಯೋಪ್ಲಾಸ್ಟ್, ಪ್ಲಾಸ್ಮಾ ಮೆಮ್ಬ್ರೇನ್, ಸೆಲ್ ಮೆಮ್ಬ್ರೇನ್, ಸಾರ್ಕೋಲೆಮ್ಮ ಆರ್ all these are the synonymical terms for cell membrane, but we are using plasma membrane. What is that plasma membrane? ಏನು ಹಂಗಂದ್ರೆ ಏನು ರೀ ಪ್ಲಾಸ್ಮಾ ಮೆಮ್ಬ್ರೇನ್ ಅಂದರೆ? ಎಸ್, ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಅ ಬೈಲಿಪಿಡ್ ಲೇಯರ್. ಓಕೆ, ಅದು ಬಯೋಕೆಮಿಕ್ ಕ್ಯಾರೆಕ್ಟರ್ ಆಯಿತು. ಆಮೇಲೆ ಪ್ಲಾಸ್ಮಾನ ಕವರ್ ಮಾಡಿದೆ. ಇಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಅ ಬೌಂಡ್ರಿ ಆರ್ ಲಿಮಿಟಿಂಗ್ ಸ್ಟ್ರಕ್ಚರ್ ಫಾರ್ ದ ಪ್ಲಾಸ್ಮಾ, ಪ್ರೋಟೋಪ್ಲಾಸ್ಮಾ ಅಥವಾ ಸೈಟೋಪ್ಲಾಸ್ಮಾ ಅಂತ ಕರಿತೀವಿ. ಓಕೆ, ದಟ್ಸ್ ವೈ ಪ್ಲಾಸ್ಮಾ ಮೆಮ್ಬ್ರೇನ್ ಇಸ್ ಅ membranous structure, that is elastic structure, not a rigid structure. Why? Because it is a living one. So why it is living one means it is made up of biomolecules like lipid, protein and carbohydrates. That's why it is an elastic living membranous structure that is limiting the cells fluid matrix. What is the cells fluid matrix here? ಅರ್ಥ ಆಗ್ತಿದೆಯಾ ನೋಡಿ? ಪ್ಲಾಸ್ಮಾ ಮೆಮ್ಬ್ರೇನ್ ಇಸ್ ನಥಿಂಗ್ ಬಟ್ ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಅ ಕಿರಣ, ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಅ ಎಲಾಸ್ಟಿಕ್ ಲಿವಿಂಗ್ membranous structure limiting the cells fluid matrix. That means limiting means it is acting as a boundary ಅಂತ ಅರ್ಥ ಅಲ್ಲಿಗೆ, right? So if you come across a structure, okay, this structure is usually made up of what? ಏನರಪ್ಪ ಇವು? They are the head regions of lipid layer. That means the structure contains the lipids. Okay, these lipids are usually the major component of lipid here is phospholipid. This is very important. Usually lipid layer ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತೀವಿ, which is the component of lipid layer ಅಥವಾ outer layers of this plasma membrane ಅಂದರೆ that is the phospholipids. The phospholipids are the major constituents of plasma membrane bilayers. ಆ ಎರಡೂ ಬೈಲೇಯರಲ್ಲೂ ಕೂಡ ಮೇಜರ್ ಕಾಂಪೊನೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ಏನಿರುತ್ತೆ? ಫಾಸ್ಫೋಲಿಪಿಡ್ಸ್ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. ಸೊ ದಿಸ್ ಲಿಪಿಡ್ಸ್ ಆರ್ ಹ್ಯಾವಿಂಗ್ ದ ಬಲ್ಜ್ಡ್ ಪೋರ್ಷನ್ಸ್ ಕಾಲ್ಡ್ ಹೆಡ್ ರೀಜನ್ಸ್. ದೀಸ್ ಹೆಡ್ಸ್ ಆರ್ hydrophilic in nature. Hydrophilic. Hydro refers to what? Water. Philic refers to love. So they love the water condition because they are made up of unsaturated fatty acids. Because lipids are made up of fatty acids and glycerols, right? That's why here it is hydrophilic and it is polar or non-polar? Polar. Okay. Along with that, it is made up of unsaturated fatty acid. The tail is hydrophobic. Phobia refers to fear. So it is fear of water. So that's why to protect the tail from the aqueous environment, the hydrophobic tails are facing inwards and hydrophilic heads are faced outwards. The hydrophobic tails present inside, hydrophilic heads are present outside. So that's why these are hydrophilic head, which is protecting the tail. These tails are hydrophobic, right? Why means they are made up of saturated fatty acids. Okay, they are fear of aqueous environment. Aqueous means the water content here. That's why from the aqueous environment, tails are being protected by these head regions. So tails are protected from head, so by the head from what? ಯಾವುದರಿಂದ ಪ್ರೊಟೆಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಿದ್ದಾವೆ? Aqueous environment. This is a major point you should know. So see, the structure of biomembrane or lipid bilayer is majorly made up of the phospholipids. These phospholipids are having head and tail like structures. The head is always hydrophilic in nature. That hydrophilic head is polar because it is having unsaturated fatty acids. Then it protects the tail. It protects the tail because the tail is hydrophobic with saturated fatty acids. Hence, this is having the fear of aqueous environment. Hence, to protect the tail from the aqueous environment, the polar hydrophilic head is protecting them. Hence, head is faced outwards, tails are faced inwards. In between this and later after the microscopic studies, they came to know that not only the lipids, there are some other components which are there in the membrane. Those membrane are having some special structures called the membranous proteins. So along with the lipid, what they are having? Proteins. Okay, majorly after the discovery of bilipid layer, they came to know that there is a proteins are present. These proteins are again of two type based on the ease of extraction. Based on the ease of extraction means whether they are easily separated from the membrane or whether they are not easily separated from the membrane. So based on the ease of extraction, proteins are classified based on ease of extraction. On that extraction, those proteins which are easily separated, they are called extrinsic protein. Extrinsic, external means that refers to outer. In the botany we will refer peripheral. That's why these proteins are called peripheral. Nothing but they are nothing but extrinsic proteins. So extrinsic proteins are easily isolated and are nothing but separated from the biomembrane of the lipid bilayers. So lipid bilayer ge avu attach agirodu ellige andre only they are attached to the surface level. That's why they are easily separated proteins are extrinsic, nothing but peripheral proteins. Is it clear? Agar there are some proteins which are not easily separated from the membrane. They are intrinsic protein, nothing but they are called intrinsic, nothing but integral protein. But these integral proteins are whether they may present off immersed and off outward. They are not completely merged inside. They are present not superficially. They are not completely immersed. They are off immersed in the membrane and off superficial. ಅಂದರೆ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಟರ್ನಲ್ ಪೋರ್ಷನ್ಸ್ಗೂ ಅವು ಎಕ್ಸ್ಟೆಂಡ್ ಆಗಿದ್ದಾವೆ, ಆಫ್ ಮೆಂಬ್ರೇನ್ ಪೋರ್ಷನ್ಗೂ ಇಮರ್ಸ್ ಆಗಿದ್ದಾವೆ. ಅಂದರೆ ಅರ್ಧ ಮುಳುಗಿದೆ ಅರ್ಧ ತೇಲ್ತಾ ಇದೆ ಅಂತ ಅರ್ಥ. ಕ್ಲಿಯರ್? ಸೊ ದಟ್ proteins and also some proteins are crossing the completely the membranes, both inner membrane and outer membrane, both the membrane they have crossed. They are both means those protein which are partially immersed or completely buried. Look at this, it is partially means of inside, of outside. Such protein is also intrinsic protein, and also it is completely immersed. This is also intrinsic protein. That's why they are intrinsic or integral. Integrated means they are together with the membrane. Whether they may be partially immersed or completely buried. Buried ಅಂದರೆ ಮುಚ್ಚಾಕಿರೋದು, ಮುಳುಗಿರೋದು, ಸಮಾಧಿ. That's why whether partially or completely buried, they are called intrinsic or integral proteins. But it is highly difficult to separate the membrane protein which are across the both than the partial. Partial ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಇರ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥ ಪ್ರೋಟೀನಿಗಿಂತ ಟ್ರಾನ್ಸ್ ಮೆಮ್ಬ್ರೇನ್ ಪ್ರೋಟೀನ್ ನಥಿಂಗ್ ಬಟ್ ದೇ ಆರ್ ಅಕ್ರಾಸ್ ದ ಟೂ ಮೆಮ್ಬ್ರೇನ್. ಸಚ್ ಮೆಮ್ಬ್ರೇನ್ ಪ್ರೋಟೀನ್ಸ್ ಆರ್ ಕಾಲ್ಡ್ ಟ್ರಾನ್ಸ್ membrane proteins. This is the type of integral or intrinsic protein. Transport in plants chapter ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಇದ್ರ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಮಾತಾಡ್ತೀರಿ, ಲೋಕೋಮೋಷನ್ ಚಾಪ್ಟರ್ಲಿ ಇದ್ರ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಮಾತಾಡ್ತೀರಿ, ನ್ಯೂರಲ್ ಕಂಟ್ರೋಲ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಕೋಆರ್ಡಿನೇಷನಲ್ಲೂ ಇದ್ರ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಮಾತಾಡ್ತೀವಿ. ಏನಕ್ಕೋಸ್ಕರ ಅಂದರೆ ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಆ್ಯಕ್ಟಿಂಗ್ ಆ್ಯಸ್ ಅ ಫೆಸಿಲಿಟಿ ಟು ಅಲೋ ದ ಮಾಲಿಕ್ಯೂಲ್ಸ್ ಇನ್ಸೈಡ್ ಆರ್ ಔಟ್ಸೈಡ್. ಮಾಲಿಕ್ಯುಲರ್ ಮೂಮೆಂಟಿಗೋಸ್ಕರ ಫೆಸಿಲಿಟಿಯನ್ನು ಕೊಡ್ತಾ ಇದೆ. ಸೊ ದಟ್ಸ್ ವಾಟ್, ಲುಕ್ ಅಟ್ ದ ಬಾಡಿ ಹಿಯರ್. The proteins which are partially or completely buried, they are integrated, but among that intrinsic protein, those which are across the both inner and outer membrane, they are called transmembrane protein. They are also called as channel proteins, nothing but they are also called tunnel proteins. Why? As just I said, they are allowing the molecules from outer to inner, especially for polar molecules. Enma? Polar molecules. Because we know that head is polar, but the tail is non-polar. So non-polar tail will not allow the molecules to enter, especially the polar molecule, non-polar molecule allow ಮಾಡಲ್ಲ. ನಿಮಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತಿದೆ. That's why for that it requires extra facility. That extra facility is the transmembrane protein. Clear? That is forming a channel to allow the molecule, or it is forming a way, that is tunnel. That's why it is called channel protein or tunnel protein. They are nothing but transmembrane proteins. This is earlier structure. Later onwards, they came to know that there is a presence of proteins along with the carbohydrates. Carbohydrates ಕೂಡ ಇರುತ್ತೆ ಅಂತ ಗೊತ್ತಾಗುತ್ತೆ. Then in 1972, the Singer and Nicholson proposed a developed model, well advanced model of plasma membrane called fluid mosaic model. Before going to that, okay, here the question arises part ಏನಪ್ಪ ಅಂದರೆ ಫ್ಲಿಪ್ ಫ್ಲಾಪ್ ಮೂಮೆಂಟ್. ವಾಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಫ್ಲಿಪ್ ಫ್ಲಾಪ್ ಮೂಮೆಂಟ್? ಬಾತ್ರೂಮ್ ಸ್ಲಿಪ್ಪರ್ಸ್ ಹಾಕೊಂಡು ಹೋಗ್ತಿರಲ್ಲ, ಟಪ್ ಟಪ್ ಸೌಂಡ್ ಬರುತ್ತಾ? ಸೇಮ್ ನಮ್ಮ ಬಾಡಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ಮೆಮ್ಬ್ರೇನ್ಸ್ ಹೇಗೆ ಮೂವ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ ಅಂದರೆ ದ ಲಿಪಿಡ್ ಮೆಮ್ಬ್ರೇನ್ ವಿಲ್ ಮೂವ್ ಲೈಕ್ ದಿಸ್. ದಟ್ ಮೀನ್ಸ್ ಬೈ ದ ಮೂಮೆಂಟ್ ಆಫ್ ಲಿಪಿಡ್ಸ್, ಲಿಪಿಡ್ ಮೆಮ್ಬ್ರೇನ್ ಈಸ್ ಪಾರ್ಷಿಯಲಿ ಮೂವಿಂಗ್ ಹಿಯರ್, ದಟ್ ಮೇಕ್ಸ್ ದ ಮೂಮೆಂಟ್ ಆಫ್ ಪ್ರೋಟೀನ್ಸ್ ಇನ್ ದ ಲ್ಯಾಟ್ರಲ್ ವೇ. ಲ್ಯಾಟ್ರಲಿ ಪ್ರೋಟೀನ್ಸ್ ಮೂವ್ ಆದಂಗೂ ಆಗುತ್ತಷ್ಟೇ. ದಟ್ಸ್ ವೈ ದ ಫ್ಲಿಪ್ ಫ್ಲಾಪ್ ಮೂಮೆಂಟ್ ಈಸ್ somewhat exhibited by lipids but not the protein. This statement should be remembered. The flip-flop movement is partially or somewhat exhibited by lipids but not the proteins. Why means, see, here the lipids are having the bilayers which are having the fluidity. The aqueous nature of this whole membrane is only because of the presence of lipid. That's why this lipid is giving quasi-fluid model. Quasi refers to what? It is not completely solid or it is not completely liquid, somewhat in between that. Semi. Quasi refers to semi. That's it, synonymically. That's why the next thing regarding this plasmamembrane is the quasi-fluid nature. What is quasi-fluid nature here? Here it is giving semi-fluid nature of lipid. The proteins are immersed like jamuns in a sugar solution, because there is no particular position exactly where to present. ಜಾಮೂನ್ ಶುಗರ್ ಸೊಲ್ಯೂಷನಲ್ಲಿ ಆ ವೆಸಲಿಗೆ ಅಟ್ಯಾಚ್ ಆಗಿರಬೇಕು ಅಥವಾ ವೆಸಲಿನ ಸೆಂಟ್ರಲ್ಲೇ ಇರಬೇಕಂತೇನಿಲ್ಲ. ಲೈಕ್ ದ ಐಸ್ಬರ್ಗ್ ಇನ್ ಅ ಓಷಿಯನ್, the proteins are immersed like icebergs in the ocean. Some are very clearly floating on the surface, some are somewhat partially immersed, some are clearly present from the base itself. That's why we can compare that icebergs in the ocean, that is like here iceberg is protein, ocean is the lipid layer. So ocean is a liquid in nature, lipids are here fluid in nature. The fluidity is mainly because of lipids. So these lipids somewhat flip-flop movement is done by lipids that allows lateral movement. NCERT ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಕೊಟ್ಟರೆ ವರ್ಡ್ ಇದು ಲ್ಯಾಟ್ರಲ್ ಮೂಮೆಂಟ್ ಆಫ್ ಪ್ರೋಟೀನ್ ಅಂತ. ಹಾಗಾದ್ರೆ ಇದು ಲ್ಯಾಟ್ರಲಿ ಮೂವ್ ಆಗಬೇಕು ಅಂದರೆ ಲಿಪಿಡ್ಸ್ ಏನಾಗಬೇಕು, ಫ್ಲಿಪ್ ಫ್ಲಾಪ್ ಆಗಬೇಕು. ಅಂದರೆ ಪಟ ಪಟ ಹೊಡೆದಾಗ ಅಷ್ಟೇ. ಕ್ಲಿಯರ್? ದ ಫ್ಲಿಪ್ ಫ್ಲಾಪ್ ಆ ಮೂಮೆಂಟ್ ಆದಕ್ಕೇ ಸೌಂಡ್ ಬರುವಂಥದ್ದು. ದಟ್ಸ್ ವಾಟ್ ಯುವರ್ ಫ್ಲಿಪ್ ಫ್ಲಾಪ್ ಮೂಮೆಂಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಬಿಕಾಸ್ ಆಫ್ ದ ಲಿಪಿಡ್ಸ್ ದಟ್ ಅಲೋಸ್ ದ ಪ್ರೋಟೀನ್ಸ್ ಟು ಮೂವ್ ಲ್ಯಾಟ್ರಲಿ. ಕ್ಲಿಯರ್? ಫ್ಲೂಯಿಡ್ ಮೊಸಾಯಿಕ್ ಮಾಡೋದಲ್ಲಿ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದು ಕೂಡ ಇದನ್ನೇ. The lipid layers are two. They are majorly made up of phospholipids. Here the fluidity is because of the lipids, and that allows the lateral movement of that fluid mosaic model was given by clear? Singer and Nicholson. What is the function? Okay. So Singer and Nicholson ಹೇಳ್ಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ ನಾವು ಈಗ ಲಿಪಿಡ್ಸ್ ಇದೆ, ಪ್ರೋಟೀನ್ಸ್ ಹೇಳಿದ್ವಿ. ಇದರ ಜೊತೆಗೆ ದೇ ಆರ್ ಆಲ್ಸೋ ಹ್ಯಾವಿಂಗ್ ದ ಲಿಪೋಪ್ರೋಟೀನ್ಸ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಆಲ್ಸೋ ಗ್ಲೈಕೋಲಿಪಿಡ್ಸ್. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಡೈರೆಕ್ಟಾಗಿ ಶುಗರ್ ಅಟ್ಯಾಚ್ ಆಗಿದೆ ಅಂತ ಅಂದ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ. This is sugar. So lipid plus sugar, that is what? Glyco means refers to sugar, lipid, glycolipids, and likewise proteins with lipid, that is glycoproteins. They are also present inside the fluid mosaic membrane. Clear? ಇಷ್ಟು ಅರ್ಥ ಆಗಿದೆನಾ? ಓಕೆ, ಇನ್ನೊಂದು 5 minutes ಮುಗೀತು. ಅದಾಡ್ತಿದ್ದೀರಿ ಹಾಂ? ಓಕೆ, coming back. What is the function? ಏನು ಫಂಕ್ಷನ್ಸ್ ಇದೆ that allows transport of molecules in the ionic form or maybe the water form, that means the molecular form or ionic form. ಯಾವ ಫಾರ್ಮ್ ಅದಾಗಿರ್ಬೋದು ಅವುಗಳನ್ನ ಅಲೋ ಮಾಡುತ್ತೆ. That is different. One is active transport, other one is passive transport. So one which consumes energy in the form of ATP, that is active transport. One which doesn't consumes energy, which is passive transport. Why it consumes ATP? Because it is against the concentration gradient. means you have to fly from this surface. You have to fly your own by your surface. ಈಗ ಏನು ಕೂತಿದ್ರಿ ಇಲ್ಲಿಂದ ನೀವು ಮೇಲೆ ಎದ್ದೇಳಬೇಕು. ಇಸ್ ಇಟ್ ಪಾಸಿಬಲ್? ವಿ ನೀಡ್ ಎನರ್ಜಿ. ತೆಗೆದು ಯಾರು ಮೇಲೆ ಹೋಗ್ತಾರೆ ಮೇಲೆ ಹೋಗ್ತೀರಾ. ದಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಅಗೇನೆಸ್ಟ್ ದ ಕಾನ್ಸಂಟ್ರೇಷನ್ ಗ್ರೇಡಿಯಂಟ್. ಅದೇ ನಾವು ಕೆಳಗೆ ಹೋಗ್ಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಏನು ಬೇಕಾಗಿಲ್ಲ. ಅಲಾಂಗ್ ದ ಕಾನ್ಸಂಟ್ರೇಷನ್ ಗ್ರೇಡಿಯಂಟ್ ಇಲ್ಲಿಂದ ಹೋದರೆ ಕೆಳಗೆ ಹೋಗ್ತೀರಿ. ರೈಟ್? ದಟ್ ಮೀನ್ಸ್ if it is along the concentration gradient, it is passive. It doesn't require energy. If it is against the concentration gradient, it requires. ಎಲ್ಲರೂ ಬಲೂನ್ ಎಕ್ಸಾಂಪಲ್ ಆಗಿ ಕೊಡ್ತಿದ್ರಲ್ಲ, ಹಿಂಗೆ ಗಾಳಿ ಓಪನ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ಹಿಂಗೆ ಬರುತ್ತೆ ಅಂತ, ಅದ್ರ ಬದಲು ನಿಮ್ಮನ್ನು ಒದೆಯೋಣ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದೆ ಅಷ್ಟೇ ನಾನು. ಬೇಡ ಅಲ್ಲ. ಓಕೆ, ದಟ್ ಮೀನ್ಸ್ ಮೂಮೆಂಟ್ ಆಫ್ ಮಾಲಿಕ್ಯೂಲ್ ಫ್ರಮ್ ಇಟ್ಸ್ ಹೈಯರ್ ಕಾನ್ಸಂಟ್ರೇಷನ್ ಟು ಲೋಯರ್ ಕಾನ್ಸಂಟ್ರೇಷನ್, ದಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಅಲಾಂಗ್ ದ ಕಾನ್ಸಂಟ್ರೇಷನ್ gradient. If it is against, that means against the concentration means from the lower concentration to higher concentration, then it is active transport. So here we can come across in the passive transport, the best is diffusion, that is simple diffusion. If it takes place along with that, water molecule direct plasma membrane ಒಳಗೆ ಎಂಟ್ರಿ ಆಗಲ್ಲ. ಯಾಕೆ? Water is a polar and eddy is also polar, but tail is non-polar. It restricts the entry. Hence, this plasma membrane is elastic and semi-permeable ಅಂತ ಕೂಡ ಹೇಳ್ತೀವಿ. It is semi. Semi means half. Permeable means it gives the permission. Not to all the molecules, only to the restricted. That is semi-permeable membrane or a well-differentiated membrane ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತೀವಿ. Clear? So, it acts as SPM, semi-permeable membrane. If it is against the, means the movement of molecules with the proteins ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ, that is facilitated diffusion ಅಂತ ಕರಿತೀವಿ. Clear? ಇಷ್ಟ ಅರ್ಥ ಆಗಿದೆನಾ? So this is all about the major functions. But the plasma membrane is involved in the cellular growth, that is cytoplasmic division and formation of other structures. That is all the function of plasma membrane. So this is a common layer between all the cells, but except the animal, the next thing is cell wall. Okay? Except the animal cell, we will see the cell wall, that is a common structure except the animal, because in all commonly we can find plasma membrane, but except to the animal we can commonly find cell wall, because in animal the cell wall is absent, but in protista, some protista and fungi, plantae we can find cell wall. So that's why the commonly feature except to the animal and some protistas, that is cell wall, we will discuss tomorrow. ಆಗಲಿಂದ ಕಾಯ್ತಾ ಇದ್ರಲ್ಲ.